Hello everybody, this is Juan Martinez, Century 21 Americana and Century 21 Americana Real Estate School. So there's a common question that is asked a lot, and it's about a listing agent. What does a listing agent do in the real estate business? I'm going to answer that for you guys so you get kind of an idea of what the difference is of just an agent, real estate agent, or an agent that specializes on the buy side or the list side. Today I'm going to cover the list side. A strong listing agent, and let me share with you the majority of the agents in the marketplace, let's just say in Las Vegas, there's probably 15,000 plus agents, but there's a small handful of agents that list properties in high volume. And when I say high volume, they're listing, 20, 30, 50 properties a year plus in the marketplace. Some agents listing maybe 200 or 300 properties a year in the marketplace. Most real estate agents, the majority of agents, don't list any properties, and then there is another batch that maybe lists 2 or 3 or 4 homes a year, not too much. And then you got the agent that specializes in the listing side, and those are the ones that are going out hunting for listings every day. So what does that listing agent, that superstar listing agent, what do they do every day? So let me just share some thoughts. One, they're hunting every day to find listings, meaning they're doing outbound prospecting every single day. They're looking for listings continuously. They're looking for motivated sellers that need to list their property over the next 7, 14, or 30 days. So they prospect, they lead generate day in, day out, looking, again, for that motivated seller. So they prospect, they look for the prospect, then they do lead follow-up. So they talk to a prospect is thinking about selling in the next couple of weeks. That becomes a lead, and then the listing agent is going to do lead follow-up every day to follow up on the leads that they cultivated over the last 15 or 30 days, and then ask the prospect, hey, are you ready to move forward in listing your property? So the second thing that the top listing agent does is going to do strong lead follow-up. The third thing is set the appointment. Now they may be prospecting, again, they could be knocking doors, they could be cold calling, they could be calling expired listings, and at the moment they can set the appointment, or they can set the appointment during the lead follow-up process. But in order to go out and present, they have to ask for the appointment, an important part of what a strong listing agent does. Then the next thing, not every good listing agent does this, every strong listing agent should do this, is what we call pre-qualifying a seller. We're not pre-qualifying for a mortgage. What we're doing is pre-qualifying to make sure that they are motivated to sell, they're motivated to do something, and when I come out to that house tonight, they are ready to sign a contract. So when pre-qualifying a seller, I'm asking a series of questions. So I already have the appointment set. Let's say it is tonight at 6 o'clock, and right now it's 1 p.m., and I say, Mr. Seller, I just want to ask you a series of questions so I'm better prepared for the appointment tonight at 6 o'clock. And so the questions are, where are you moving to? How soon do you have to be there? How much you want to list your home for? What's the price you won't go below? How much you own the property? And you ask a series of questions so that you're better prepared when you come out to that appointment tonight at 6. But most importantly, the question is asked, seller, if everything that I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I could sell your home, are you in a position to list your home for sale today? And so when I pre-qualify a seller, I know if I'm going out on a valid appointment, meaning I go out and present, and if I do a good job presenting, the seller's ready to sign a contract and move forward so that you can list their property. So it's called pre-qualifying the seller, and all the great agents across the country that do a great job, they are strong at pre-qualifying a seller. Next is sending a pre-listing package out. So before I get to that appointment tonight at 6 o'clock, I want to make sure that package is out to them. It's called a pre-list package, and it basically says, I am an agent, I'm with this company, or I'm affiliated with this company. Here's all the great things that I'm going to do to get your home sold. Here's my plan of action. Here's my testimonials. Here's all the marketing I'm going to do for your home. And it's a series of stuff that I'm going to provide the seller. So when I go out and present to the seller tonight at 6 o'clock, I'm going over price, I'm going over motivation, and usually we don't have to go too deep into what specifically I do because that's all covered in the pre-list package. Then I'm going to, before I get out there at 6 o'clock, I'm going to prepare what we call a CMA, or a comparative market analysis, for this particular property. I'm going to get all the pricing done, get all the information. I'm going to prepare that as a strong, good listing agent. And then what I'm going to do is go out tonight at 6 o'clock and I'm going to do a professional listing presentation to a motivated seller who's ready to move forward and get their house listed. It's professional, it is polished, it's a great presentation that's being done, it's precise. And so when I do that, or as a listing agent, I go out and present, the expectations is ultimately that I'm going to get a contract signed. That is the life of a listing agent. It is working really hard to find the listing. Now, there are several ways to get a listing. One, which is not common, is wait for the listing to come to you. And in reality, a strong listing agent does not wait for that listing to come. Secondly, is going out and buying advertising, buying marketing to try to generate listing leads. What we have seen in the past, the agents that produce listing leads through advertising, usually they're doing heavy discounting and doing discount commissions in order to get the seller to call them. And then we have the type of agent that goes out every day and hustles and works really hard to go out and find a listing, meaning they are skill-based, they have a lot of skills, they have trained themselves, they did a lot of practice, a lot of role play, and they have a lot of scripts up here, and so they know how to communicate with people in order to find a motivated seller out there. So basically they walk into the office every day, they spend their day hunting or looking or lead generating for listings all day long, and basically that's what they do. And then they got a series of steps that need to be done in order to get the contract signed. Now, when they get the contract signed, there's a whole series of other stuff that need to happen. It has to go into the MLS, you got to negotiate, you got to do price reductions, you got to manage escrows, you got to close the deal, you got to service the seller. There's all these other factors involved once you get the contract signed. But that is the bulk of what a listing agent does. Hopefully that answers your question about that. Again, we get a lot of questions as we have a lot of students in school. We thank you for the opportunity. Again, it's Century 21 Americana Real Estate School. If you have any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to call us at 702-296-9998, and we look forward to talking to you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.